Sometimes you need to take your own advice, especially when you're managing change. Like, what would you tell other people? Or what do you always tell other people? Knowings came about because people always said, Jill knows, Jill knows, Jill knows, go see Jill. And it became this thing where I was giving advice to other people, but the situations would happen in my life similarly. And I would have these conversations with myself. And I'd have to ask myself, am I willing to do what I tell other people to do? And this is what brings me to managing and navigating change. Three things I tell others to do and also need to do myself. So, at this phase in Soul School, where we are managing change, managing all the things that are coming up, noticing that signs are showing and pointing us in another direction, maybe one that we didn't expect. I'm personally going through this right now. I am moving quite suddenly. The boys want to go to a new school, which means a whole bunch of paperwork and figuring things out, and also managing the risk that comes with making decisions out of just fear or just logic or just feeling. And so, knowings and the owl seek method are about where logic and intuition meet. It's this infinity symbol, it's this intersection, it's this place in the middle where, this bracelet could even be used, where it creates this, and there's life experience on one side and life experience on the other. And it has to meet, it has to line up. It can be off, right? It can be off balance where one side is more than the other, but it's just about applying what you know you need to apply when you need to apply it. So the three things would be managing the details, but figuring out your feelings later. That's the first one. Why I say this is because there's an element of logic that has to come into problem solving, conflict resolution, and being able to address what's really at hand. So if it's the end of a term or a phase or a season, if it's the end of a relationship, if it's the end of a work term somewhere, these things just come with facts, and we just have to manage the details. Maybe it's around dates, maybe it's around money, maybe it's around time. Usually things we can quantify, but those are about the details. What helps me, what works for me, writing it out or putting it into like Google Docs and Google Drive spreadsheets so I can compare. The next one, though, is about managing your feelings with a professional. You can't stuff this down. I saw someone this weekend that I know, and they're going through a separation. And they were telling me that they haven't cried yet. They don't cry. And they were telling me that they're not managing their own feelings. They're doing what's right for the house, the budget, the kids, and all these pieces. That internal volcano will eventually erupt. And it's going to have a time and place to come out. So, details first, feelings later, but do not neglect the feelings. And the third thing, you'll figure it out. This is a line that I always run by. You'll figure it out. Anytime I feel like fear rising, stress rising, I have this term I've used over and over, you'll figure it out. This helps me from going into avoidance or manipulative behaviors or into things where I'm weak or my defects of character. So, this will also be as hard as you make it. Some of the best advice given to me by my intuition, by the divine, by God, that when a relationship was coming to an end, I heard, and I write about this in Knowings, this will be as hard as you make it. And I didn't want to take the personal responsibility at that time. I didn't want to make it about the choices and feelings and decisions I had to make and only about that. But that's the way it went. I had to let go to let in. And I want to use the books that we've been talking about this summer as a little bit of a poem in this area. So, to find your knowings, you need to remember you're not as broken as you think you are. You can heal your life. But you need to look out for the signs and noticings that come along the way. And then stake your claim in the action or direction that you want to move forward with so that you can feel seen again by yourself, is the whole point of this, feeling seen by yourself. So when you're managing change, think about these things and let me know what you think over in school in the Soul School.